There are many reasons why people are fans of teams. Whether they're close to a community, a city that they live in. They've either been lifelong fans, they're students, they're alums. They like the colors. There's so many different reasons. Their girlfriend is, or their boyfriend, or their wife, whoever it is. So many different reasons why you're a fan of a team. You want your team to be successful. No matter the reason, you're a fan of that team. You want them to be successful, so you want to see them, potentially win 6 games, go to a bowl game for the first time, win their first bowl game in school history, like we've seen with Kent State. Win a national championship like we've seen with Georgia. Whatever it is, 10 season like Clemson, win another New Year's Six bowl like Ohio State. You have different reasons why you're a fan of a team, and why you want them to be successful. It's a wide range of reasons why, and the success that they have is shown in different ways. In terms of Ohio State, obviously been a fan, and now I guess covering it, you could say you try to take a step back and look at how can this team, get better and potentially, looking at Ohio State football expectations, win a national championship. That is the ultimate goal. You have to first win the Big Ten. And for me, it is tough because Ohio State plays in the Big Ten East. And I'm an advocate. I'm not a proponent of getting rid of the Big Ten West and East, because if I go through the Big Ten East, I don't want to have to play, another team. That team up north beat Ohio State. And some people are saying, well, if you had the 2 best teams, Ohio State would have got a rematch. I'm saying no. That's not fair to them. I want the easiest path to a college football playoff championship, because if you win the East, you basically are going to win the Big Ten. I don't want to have it like 2013 when Michigan State is having to play Ohio State in the Big Ten championship and Braxton Miller is unable to get a first down because I don't want to have to ever go through that again. So that's why I'm never ever going to say we need to have 2 of the best teams. Obviously, it was legends and leaders back then, but Michigan State and Ohio State are in the Big Ten East. So essentially, they would have been playing that championship game. I'm not a proponent of that. I don't want that. I don't want to see Michigan State in the Big Ten championship. I don't. I want to play Wisconsin. Let's get a 59-0 game in. So they should keep it the same. I have no issue with that. If you don't win the East, and you just don't deserve to win the Big Ten. And Penn State is a team that's in our way. Regardless, people think they're in our way. They're always going to be in our way. They've upset Ohio State before in 2016. James Franklin is building something. You got Mel Tucker locked up, for 10 years with his contract. Harbaugh, whatever he decides to do, he's still there. So we're looking at those 3 teams. And Ryan Day is smart enough to figure out that Phillip Jones, a high school coach in Georgia, has a lot of talent. And this is a guy that, I didn't know this. James Franklin, he's aware of Phillip Jones and stuff. And for me, I watch high school football occasionally. I don't watch Ohio high school football. Just can't really get into it. But I love Texas high school football. I actually like Oklahoma, Texas. I like Oklahoma high school football. There's some great teams in Oklahoma. And there's a tremendous team in Alabama that has a great high school football program. And Phillip Jones, he has a talented 5-star cornerback. And what you see in this picture here is Kirby Smart and Ryan Day out of practice. Boy, if I was playing, high school football, I wake up early in the morning to work out. Cause I just couldn't do the workouts in the morning, man. Teenage, get up 5 a.m., 6 a.m. weight room, very tiring. Not for football, a different sport. I couldn't do it. That's not really what I wanted to do. But I think that will wake you up. You seeing Ryan Day and Kirby Smart there, obviously. And Kirby Smart, he has some other coaches on his coaching staff there. They're checking out a corner. He's 5-star. And for both teams and for him, I think his name is A.J. Harris. If it's wrong, I'll put it in the description. A.J. Harris. For him, where do you want to go? Obviously, I'm going to be unbiased. Let's step back and be unbiased. You see both of these coaches here. Now, this state of Georgia has produced some great cornerbacks. I remember Tyson Campbell and Patrick Surtain playing on the same high school team in Georgia. They were both at corner. Surtain ended up going to Alabama. He's with the Denver Broncos now. I love Patrick Surtain. Tyson Campbell, I think Campbell went. Where did Campbell go? They was on the same team. It's slipping my mind, but Tyson Campbell and Patrick Surtain, they were two of the best corners in the classes in their class when they came out of high school. They were on the same team. But I cannot remember where Tyson Campbell went. That's crazy. So they were on the same team, and Kirby Smart. Oh, Tyson Campbell went to Georgia. Tyson Campbell, he ended up going to Georgia. So yeah, Tyson Campbell, he went to Georgia. Surtain, he left the state of Georgia, he ended up going to Alabama. Both had tremendous careers. I think Tyson went to the NFL too. I know Surtain was a first-round pick, but Kirby Smart was able to, obviously he had his eyes on great recruits. He lost one, he got one, in the same year. And I don't think he wants to make them the same mistake because it's not two great corners, especially on the same team. But Surtain was a prize, Nick Saban got the prize. And Ryan Day, hopefully he can pull a Nick Saban and get this A.J. Harris 5-star cornerback to add to this defense would be a tremendous pickup for Ohio State. But for him, as Harris, we have to break it down and look at this. You go to Georgia. They have more on defense. They have more 5-stars than the entire Pac-12 on defense. And the potential of you coming in starting right away is not very likely. We've seen JT Daniels, after winning a national championship, enter the transfer portal because Stetson Bennett is coming back. We've seen how Kirby Smart handled the Justin Fields, Jake Fromm thing. He's gonna rely on guys he trusts that's been there a lot longer. So him coming in right away, the potential to play right away is not there. Now, you are going to be close to home in Georgia. It's not that far from Athens. It's high school. Phillips Jones is a tremendous high school head coach. Guys like James Franklin like him. Okay. You go to Georgia, you're not going to be guaranteed to start. Now, if you come to Ohio State, the defense has been shaky. A lot of changes have been happening on this defense. You're coming right away, have a great potential chance to start. Now, obviously, the defensive stability at Ohio State is not the same as it is as Georgia. So, for him, where do you want to go? Now, if you come to Ohio State defensively, you're coming in with a new defensive coordinator. You go to Georgia, a little bit more established. They're coming off a national championship. You can add to it, be a part of a dynasty potentially, or you can create your own legacy at Ohio State. That's something that you should look at. But just to see Ryan Day and Kirby Smart, on the recruiting trails after both coming off a Ryan Day tremendous Rose Bowl victory, Kirby Smart obviously winning national championship. To see them on the recruiting trails right away looking, man, it just shows you that this game of college football is 24/7, 365 nonstop because these guys are all breaks. No, they're not stopping. They're not stopping at no lights. They're not stopping at the lights. And for him, Harris, whoever gets him, they're going to get a tremendous corner. The state of Georgia has produced some great corners. Obviously, Surtain, Tyson Campbell recently. For him, this is going to be a tough decision. Now, obviously, there's going to be some other teams that come in looking at it, but just to see Ryan Day, kind of alone by himself, and, Georgia with his coaching staff shows you how much, Ryan Day wants him. He's there solo dog by himself. This is going to be a highly, coveted player, and I'm interested to see if, when he has his hats, if he has Georgia and Ohio State as the final two, where will we go? For me, if I'm him, obviously I know where I'd go, but I'd be very biased if I said that. But this is tremendous to see Ryan Day and Kirby Smart on the recruiting trails at the same place. Boy, Kirby was probably, saying a lot of stuff, but Ryan Day wants him. We'll see if Ryan Day gets his way. He's been getting his way a lot, and this can be a tremendous pickup for Ohio State, but this is also going to be a tremendous pickup for Georgia. I want him to go to Ohio State, but tremendous pickup for either team. I'm excited to see where he goes. If I had to put my bet on it, right now, I think he would go with Georgia over Ohio State. But time will tell. Hopefully he can become a Buckeye. In this rivalry between Ryan, hopefully we can see Georgia too. We didn't get to see. Our offense didn't get the matchup against their defense, but it looks like they're matching up on the recruiting trail. So go Bucks, and hopefully he comes to Ohio State.